My beloved brothers and sisters, have you ever felt the weight of financial stress, uncertainty about sustenance, or the longing for abundance in your life? We often forget that the doors to rizq, to wealth, and to sustenance are not merely opened through human effort alone. Allah reminds us in the Quran, "And when my servants ask you concerning me, indeed I am near. I respond to the call of the caller when he calls upon me." Surah Al-Baqarah 2:186. Every moment of sincere dua, especially in the quiet hours of the night, carries a profound energy that can transform your financial situation. The night has always held a special place in the heart of the believer. It is a time when the world sleeps, distractions fade, and the heart finds the perfect space to connect with its Creator. The Prophet ﷺ said, "The best prayer after the obligatory prayers is the night prayer." Musnad Ahmad. In these hours, your dua is not lost among noise or daily activities. It travels directly to Allah, carried by angels who seek to fulfill His command. Imagine a single minute, just 60 seconds, devoted entirely to seeking Allah's rizq. That minute becomes more powerful than hours of idle worry because it is focused, intentional, and spiritually charged. The connection between dua, tawakkul, and rizq is profound. Human effort is necessary, but without the blessing of Allah, even the hardest work may yield little. When you combine your labor with sincere reliance on Allah, you are aligning your efforts with the source of all provision. The Quran teaches whoever fears Allah, He will make a way for him to get out and will provide for him from where he does not expect. Surah At-Talaq 65:2-3. This means that when your heart sincerely turns to Allah asking for sustenance, the doors of rizq open in ways you may never anticipate. Sometimes it arrives as a sudden opportunity, sometimes as a new idea, and sometimes as the right people entering your life at the right moment. The beauty of the 1-minute night wazifa lies in its simplicity. You do not need long recitations or complicated rituals. Just dedicate a single minute to ask Allah for halal sustenance. Recite a short supplication like Allahumma inni azaluka rizqan tayyiban wa barakan fiye. O Allah, I ask you for good and blessed sustenance, and place your full trust in Him. Consistency matters more than length. Even a minute repeated night after night becomes a river of mercy flowing into your life. It is not just a ritual, it is a spiritual investment that multiplies your barakah. Allah begins to answer these prayers in subtle ways. You may notice small shifts, an unexpected gift, a new connection, a business opportunity, or even a sense of relief in your heart that replaces anxiety. These are signs that Allah is arranging your rizq, that the unseen forces are aligning in your favor. Sometimes the answer comes gradually, sometimes it arrives suddenly. Recognize these signs, remain grateful, and continue your practice, knowing that every small effort is a seed being nurtured by Allah Himself. Finally, trusting Allah's timing is essential. Do not despair if your rizq does not arrive immediately. Allah knows what is best and when it is best for you. By continuing the night wazifa, practicing gratitude, and remaining sincere in your reliance upon Him, you ensure that your sustenance is not only plentiful but also blessed. The minute you dedicate each night is not lost. It is a direct connection to the one who expands wealth, opens hearts, and grants abundance in ways unimaginable. Surrender, trust, and devotion transform every worry into a pathway for mercy, and every sincere minute into a channel for divine provision. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. The night has always been a time of deep connection with Allah, a time when the world is quiet and the distractions of daily life fade away. There is a unique tranquility in the darkness, a stillness that allows the heart to focus entirely on its Creator. The Quran reminds us that those who rise at night in worship and supplication are among the most honored in the sight of Allah. The Prophet ﷺ said, "The best prayer after the obligatory prayers is the night prayer." Musnad Ahmad. This moment when the world sleeps and your heart turns solely to Allah is a sacred opportunity to ask for guidance, forgiveness, and sustenance. It is a time when dua is not lost among noise, chatter, or the busyness of the day. Night worship has a special quality because it is voluntary. During the day we fulfill obligations, face distractions, and engage with the world. But at night when you rise from your bed and dedicate yourself to Allah, it is a sign of sincerity and devotion. Your effort in these quiet hours demonstrates a heart that is not seeking recognition from others but seeking closeness to the Most Merciful. This sincerity amplifies the power of your dua. Allah responds to hearts that call upon Him with devotion and patience. The stillness of the night allows you to pour out your hopes, fears, and desires in a way that is pure and uninterrupted. And this connection becomes a channel for immense spiritual energy. Imagine the scene: the house is silent, the moon casts its soft light through the windows, and the world outside is at rest. You sit in the solitude of your room, your heart fully focused on Allah. The air seems different at night, it carries a sense of intimacy, as though the heavens themselves are listening. Every word you utter, every whisper of your heart is carried by angels to the presence of Allah. This is the moment when barriers fade and your dua can reach its destination with unmatched clarity. The Prophet ﷺ taught us that angels descend at night, bringing peace, blessings, and protection to those who rise in devotion. Your sincerity in these hours does not go unnoticed, it is recorded, treasured, and multiplied in reward. The night also provides the perfect environment for reflection. During the day, our minds are cluttered with obligations, challenges, and distractions. At night, however, we have the opportunity to contemplate Allah's mercy, to examine our intentions, and to sincerely ask for His provision. This reflective state makes your dua more powerful because it is rooted in awareness and understanding, not mere repetition. The connection you establish during these hours strengthens your faith and deepens your reliance upon Allah. Every night that you dedicate even a small moment to Him builds a foundation of spiritual resilience that can transform your life. Another reason night worship is so powerful is that it demonstrates commitment and humility. It is easy to pray when it is convenient, when others are watching, or when we feel motivated. But to rise at night when the body desires rest, to take a minute or more to ask Allah for your sustenance and blessings, is an act of submission that reflects true reliance upon Him. It is a declaration that your heart trusts Allah above all else. This small act, repeated consistently, becomes a channel for barakah, attracting both spiritual and material benefits. The Quran and Sunnah repeatedly emphasize the importance of turning to Allah during these hours. The night is a time of mercy when Allah descends to the lowest heaven and listens to the supplications of His servants. Every tear shed, every whispered dua, every moment of sincere focus is magnified in reward. The quiet of the night allows the heart to speak freely, to seek sustenance, guidance, and blessing without hesitation. It is in these sacred moments that even a brief dua can carry immense weight, initiating a flow of rizq and divine provision that extends far beyond what the eye can see. By making night worship a habit, even for 1 minute, a believer aligns themselves with this spiritual rhythm. The world may seem dark, but the night is illuminated with the light of connection, trust, and hope. Each minute spent in sincere dua opens the door for Allah's mercy, setting the stage for rizq, guidance, and blessings that can transform a life. The power of night worship lies not in its length but in its sincerity, its focus, and the devotion with which it is performed. Even a single minute repeated consistently carries the potential to attract blessings beyond imagination, establishing a direct line to the One who provides for all creation. Faith and reliance upon Allah are the keys that unlock the doors of rizq and sustenance. When we make dua, it is not merely a request, it is a declaration of dependence on the One who provides for all creation. The Quran teaches us whoever fears Allah, He will make a way for him to get out and will provide for him from where he does not expect. Surah At-Talaq 65:2-3. This verse illustrates a fundamental truth. True sustenance is not found solely through human effort or planning, but through alignment with divine will. When your heart turns toward Allah in trust and humility, you are opening the door to provisions that you may not even be able to imagine. The combination of sincere dua and tawakkul, complete reliance upon Allah, creates a powerful dynamic where blessings flow effortlessly, often from unexpected sources. Many people work tirelessly, yet feel that their efforts are fruitless. They may toil day and night, make plans, and exhaust every resource, but still struggle to find relief or progress. This is because they rely solely on their own strength rather than seeking Allah's barakah. When dua is paired with effort, however, the outcome transforms. Imagine a merchant who wakes early, arranges his goods, and works diligently, but also dedicates even a single minute at night to supplication for halal sustenance. The combination of sincere effort and reliance upon Allah ensures that every action is multiplied and blessed. Allah's provision then manifests in ways that human effort alone cannot achieve. Tawakkul is not passive, it is an active state of trust. It does not mean abandoning effort or responsibility. Rather, it is the acknowledgement that Allah is the ultimate provider, and that no matter how prepared or capable we are, the sustenance of our lives rests in His hands. The Prophet ﷺ said, "If you were to rely upon Allah with due reliance, He would provide for you as He provides for the birds. They go out in the morning hungry and return full." Tirmidhi. Notice that the birds do not remain idle, they seek food, but their reliance upon Allah ensures that what they need reaches them. This is the same principle for every believer. Dua combined with reliance activates the unseen mechanisms of divine support. The connection between dua, tawakkul, and rizq is further strengthened when we recognize that sustenance is not always measured in material wealth alone. Rizq encompasses provision in every aspect of life: health, knowledge, relationships, opportunities, and inner peace. When a believer seeks sustenance through night dua, they are opening the door to holistic blessings. Allah may answer by easing financial difficulties, granting opportunities for growth, or bringing helpful people into their lives. Every form of divine provision is interconnected, and the act of turning to Allah with trust multiplies the impact of the dua. Consistency is crucial. 1 minute of night supplication may seem small, but when repeated faithfully, it becomes a continuous channel of divine blessing. Each dua builds upon the previous one, creating a spiritual rhythm that aligns the heart, mind, and actions with Allah's plan. The believer who practices this discipline cultivates an inner awareness that every effort, every moment of patience, and every reliance upon Allah is part of the process of receiving provision. The unseen forces respond, circumstances shift, and doors that seemed closed begin to open. Finally, the connection between dua, tawakkul, and rizq teaches patience and hope. The believer learns that no matter how difficult the situation appears, Allah's mercy is near. Even when immediate results are not visible, the trust placed in Him activates a flow of blessings that may be subtle at first but ultimately transformative. The heart that relies on Allah with sincerity experiences a peace that surpasses understanding, knowing that sustenance is coming from the one who hears every whisper, knows every need, and responds at the perfect time. This trust transforms worries into worship, anxiety into anticipation, and effort into acts of devotion, creating an unshakable foundation for blessings to manifest. The simplicity and effectiveness of a 1 minute night wazifa lie in its focus, intention, and consistency. Many people believe that supplication must be lengthy, complicated, or accompanied by elaborate rituals to be accepted, but the reality is that Allah values sincerity above all. Even a single minute, if devoted entirely to asking for halal rizq and blessings, can carry immense weight in the unseen. This is because the power of dua is not measured by its length or complexity, but by the purity of the heart and the focus of the supplicant. When your heart is fully present, when your mind is attuned to Allah, even 60 seconds of night worship becomes a vessel for immense mercy and divine provision. Consider the moment when a believer rises at night. The house is silent, the moon casts its glow, and the world outside is at rest. In that brief period, a heart turns fully toward Allah, whispering a simple dua, Allahumma inni as'aluka rizqan tayyiban wa barakan fihi. O Allah, I ask you for good and blessed sustenance. This minute, free from distractions, carries a spiritual intensity unmatched by hours of distracted prayer during the day. The angels record this devotion, and the supplication travels to the presence of Allah, where it is stored, multiplied, and prepared to manifest in ways beyond imagination. What seems like a small effort in the human realm becomes monumental in the realm of the unseen. The effectiveness of this short wazifa is enhanced by consistency. Repeating the practice night after night establishes a spiritual rhythm that aligns the believer with divine timing. Just as a small stream can carve valleys over time, consistent, focused supplication gradually shapes circumstances, attracts opportunities, and opens doors for rizq. Each repetition strengthens the connection between the servant and the Creator, demonstrating reliance, humility, and sincerity. The key is not the number of words or the duration, but the devotion invested in each moment. The cumulative effect of consistent practice is often greater than a single lengthy act of worship performed without focus or regularity. Another important aspect of a 1 minute night wazifa is that it allows the heart to express its needs directly to Allah. During the day, we may become preoccupied with responsibilities, distractions, or even doubts about whether our prayers are effective. At night, in the solitude of devotion, the heart is free to pour out desires, worries, and hopes. This direct communication with Allah strengthens faith, reduces anxiety, and establishes a sense of trust that no human effort alone can achieve. It is in these quiet moments that the unseen forces begin to work, circumstances align, and subtle signs of Allah's mercy begin to appear in one's life. The simplicity also ensures accessibility for all believers. You do not need to know complex supplications or perform lengthy rituals. The focus is on intention, sincerity, and trust. 1 minute is enough to make a heartfelt plea, to ask for halal provision, and to place complete reliance upon Allah. This accessibility encourages regular practice, making it possible for anyone, regardless of age, education, or lifestyle, to engage in a powerful act of worship that directly influences their sustenance. Moreover, the brevity of the practice encourages mindfulness. In just 1 minute, the believer must concentrate fully, directing every thought and intention toward Allah. This concentration amplifies the spiritual energy of the dua, increasing its effectiveness. The heart becomes a magnet for divine mercy, and the focus creates a resonance with the unseen world, drawing blessings and opening avenues of rizq in ways that may be subtle but transformative. The 1 minute night Wazifa is a testament to Allah's generosity and the power of sincerity. It demonstrates that even a brief devoted moment can initiate a flow of mercy, provision, and divine support that far exceeds human understanding. Consistency, focus, and purity of heart make this practice extraordinarily effective, showing that in the realm of the unseen, small acts of devotion can produce monumental results. The minute you dedicate at night is more than just a moment, it is a seed planted in the soil of the unseen, ready to blossom into rizq, barakah, and blessings that will transform your life. Recognizing the signs that your dua is being answered requires awareness, patience, and a heart attuned to Allah's mercy. Often the response to your prayers does not arrive in the form you expect. It may not come as a sudden windfall of wealth or an immediate solution to your problems. Instead, Allah begins by preparing your life, creating subtle shifts that signal the unfolding of your rizq. These signs may appear as new opportunities, a helpful conversation, an unexpected idea, or even a sense of calm replacing anxiety. They are divine markers, reminders that your dua has reached the heavens and that Allah is arranging your affairs with precision and wisdom. One of the most profound signs is the softening of the heart. When Allah is preparing to answer a dua, He often instills patience, contentment, and gratitude. The believer begins to notice small blessings in their daily life, previously overlooked, and finds peace in circumstances that once caused stress. This inner shift is a sign that Allah is orchestrating the circumstances needed for your sustenance. It is a quiet reassurance, telling you that although the outward changes may not yet be visible, the unseen is in motion. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Your dua is granted so long as you are not impatient." Sahih Muslim. Patience allows these signs to manifest fully, preparing you for the greater blessing that is about to arrive. Another sign is the appearance of opportunities that seem coincidental, but are in fact deliberate arrangements from Allah. Perhaps you meet someone who guides you toward a profitable venture, or an idea arises that leads to an unexpected income. Sometimes you may find resources becoming available just when you need them most. These occurrences, while seemingly ordinary, are indications of Allah's planning and response to your dua. They remind you that sustenance is not random, it is divinely calculated, arriving in the perfect form at the perfect time. Allah also prepares your rizq by removing obstacles that could prevent its realization. Sometimes a door that seemed important closes, and what you initially viewed as a setback is, in reality, a redirection towards something far better. He may remove harmful influences, unhelpful relationships, or situations that would have hindered your blessing. The process is subtle, often unnoticed at first, but over time, the believer sees that these removals were actually protections, making space for true provision to flow. Recognizing these divine adjustments is crucial, because they are part of the answer to your dua. Gratitude acts as another indicator that your dua is being answered. As you become more conscious of the signs, your heart naturally grows thankful. You start to notice the little things, the unexpected kindness of a friend, the ease in completing a task, or the opening of new avenues for income. Gratitude amplifies barakah in your life, making the provision not only greater but also more sustainable. The more thankful you are, the more Allah multiplies the blessings, turning small responses into significant transformations. Finally, recognizing Allah's signs requires consistent observation and reflection. Keep a record of the subtle shifts, the coincidence, and the feelings of peace that appear after your night wazifa, or sincere dua. Look back on your journey and connect the dots. You will often find that the answer had begun to manifest long before it became obvious. By seeing the signs, you cultivate trust, patience, and hope, reinforcing your reliance on Allah, and preparing your heart to receive the ultimate blessing when it arrives. The key is awareness. The believer who notices Allah's movement in their life, no matter how small, is already walking the path to abundance and divine provision. Trusting Allah's timing and multiplying your barakah is the final, yet most crucial, step in receiving rizq and wealth through night dua. Many believers ask for sustenance and blessings, but become disheartened when the response does not arrive immediately. They may feel impatient, anxious, or frustrated, forgetting that Allah's timing is perfect, and that every delay carries wisdom beyond human understanding. The Quran reminds us, and it may be that you dislike a thing while it is good for you, and it may be that you love a thing while it is bad for you. Allah knows, while you know not. Surah Al-Baqarah 216. This verse emphasizes the importance of trust, understanding that what Allah grants and when He grants it, is always in our ultimate best interest. Patience and trust are not passive, they are active forms of worship that allow the unseen mechanisms of divine provision to work.
When we trust Allah's timing, we surrender control and acknowledge that the Creator knows what is best for us. This surrender transforms anxiety into hope, worry into worship, and desire into devotion. A believer who trusts that sustenance will arrive at the right moment avoids desperation and negativity, which can cloud judgment and reduce the effectiveness of their dua. Instead, their heart becomes a vessel ready to receive blessings. Every act of patience, every repetition of the night wazifa, and every sincere dua strengthens this trust, creating a spiritual environment where barakah can multiply. Barakah, or divine blessing, is more than mere quantity. It is quality, ease, and sustainability. When Allah blesses your rizq with barakah, what you have becomes sufficient, protected and beneficial. A small amount may stretch far beyond what seems possible. A simple opportunity may yield results far greater than anticipated. This multiplication is not limited to wealth alone. It extends to time, energy, relationships and spiritual growth. The believer who cultivates trust in Allah sees that true abundance is not measured merely in material terms, but in the comprehensive enrichment of life, all flowing from divine mercy. History and real-life examples illustrate this principle clearly. The Prophet Salah and his companions often relied on Allah for sustenance, trusting in His provision even in times of extreme scarcity. Once when food was scarce, the Prophet Salah encouraged the companions to share what little they had, and through divine blessing, their small provisions multiplied to feed the entire community. Similarly, in our lives, what begins as a simple sincere dua, coupled with trust and consistent effort, can lead to outcomes beyond our imagination. The multiplication of barakah often happens quietly at first, then grows exponentially, rewarding patience, humility, and devotion. Trusting Allah's timing also involves recognizing that delays are part of preparation. Sometimes blessings are postponed because the heart or situation requires refinement. Perhaps a job opportunity is delayed so you can acquire more knowledge or skills. Perhaps a financial breakthrough is postponed to strengthen your patience or teach gratitude. Every delay, every pause, every moment of waiting is an opportunity for spiritual growth. Understanding this allows the believer to remain steadfast in dua, knowing that the ultimate blessing will arrive in its perfect form and at its perfect time. Maintaining gratitude amplifies barakah in every provision. When the believer expresses thanks for what they have, even before receiving the full answer, Allah increases the blessings. Gratitude aligns the heart with divine generosity, and ensures that the provision granted will not only suffice, but will continue to multiply. A heart filled with trust and gratitude becomes a magnet for mercy, drawing blessings that might otherwise remain unseen or unrecognized. Ultimately, trusting Allah's timing and nurturing barakah transforms the act of seeking rizq into a holistic spiritual practice. It is not merely about receiving wealth, it is about aligning the heart, mind and actions with divine wisdom. By surrendering completely, maintaining consistent night dua, and cultivating gratitude, the believer ensures that every blessing that arrives is not only sufficient but magnified. The act of trusting Allah, combined with sincere effort and awareness of His signs, prepares the heart to receive sustenance in ways that are abundant, protected and infused with mercy.